This is AniView by Dave. I, of course, am Dave, and I'm sitting here with guest of honor, Greg Ayres, and he's just going to talk to us about being awesome.
Oh my God. Hey, how's it going?
So you're obviously a huge voice actor.
I'm working on it. I'm getting huge.
I'm following you, don't worry.
All the delicious beer and cheese. But,
it's really hard sitting down watching TV all day and then talking about it on video.
It's tough life. Yeah, it's tough life.
If only my mom could see me now. But yes, I actually just finished a series that you voiced.
Nice.
Heaven's Lost Property.
Oh.
I have to say, the first episode, I didn't know how to feel.
Yeah.
The very first episode, because...
Very fan servicey looking.
Well, that, and it takes this really, like, deep turn right at the end of the episode, and it's, like, really somber, and I'm just like, oh my God, is this whole series going to be this? Because this is, like, mind-blowingly interesting. And then, you know, it turns into...
straight-up comedy. But, But even, I mean, that franchise, like, has a tendency to do some serious stuff throughout their story, and especially the OVAs. I showed that in D.C., and I was watching people, like, crying, and I'm like... This is Heaven's Lost Property. Somebody flashed some panties, you know, like. So, but that property gets serious at times. It gets kind of cool, yeah.
Right.
I love that show. It's so funny.
And you singing the Tingly Nips song.
Tingly Nips.
That was great.
I actually had somebody come up dressed as the Tingly Nips version of Tomaki, and they had cardboard underneath their shirt, so it was held perfectly in the little star-shaped nipple hole. I was like, can I please take a picture of your nipples and send it to our director? Like, so it was funny.
That's amazing.
But,
I actually not just finished, but I finished Dead Man Wonderland.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Dead Man Wonderland is amazing. My only problem with Dead Man Wonderland is that there's not more.
Not enough of it, yeah.
Yes.
Well, the mangaka was having a baby, which I didn't know this.
Yes.
That she was pregnant when she was working on it, so there was a long hiatus while that was going on. And, like, a lot of what happens in Japan, a lot of times, a show that's not necessarily successful over there, that does really well here, there's a sudden re-interest in it over there.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that, like, massive audience response that we had in the States will lead us to finally a conclusion to the story, because
that would be amazing.
I think we just kind of, like, it was just kind of left hanging at the end, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see more Dead Man Wonderland. Definitely.
Right, because it really leaves you wanting more, and you get so many questions.
Well, Monica and I were both at the end of the show. She goes, I think we should do all the bloody animes, which was really funny because the next summer we did another together, which is bloody.
Which
it's like
I actually...
way bloodier than Dead Man. Yeah.
I actually picked that up when I found out you were the main character.
It's Ganta and Shiro, yeah.
Yes.
And there's even there's a joke that most people won't get. But there's a scene at the end of the show where he's trying to ask Sakakibara on a date. And, I mean, no, that's my character's. Misaki, he's trying to ask Mai Misaki out on a date.
Yes.
And he says something about, hey, I was thinking maybe you want to go to the amusement park. And she goes, why would I do that? And he goes, I don't know, there's a big Ferris wheel, maybe we can ride. She goes, I hate Ferris wheels. And it's so funny because it's Shiro saying she hates Ferris wheels. So it's really funny, and I think it's just fate that landed us in those two roles. But it's funny, I told Monica, I was like, did you get the Dead Man joke at the end? And she thought it was written in. I go, no, it's just weird. So, but yeah,
that's awesome.
Dead Man was such a fantastic experience. I was really the first, I started the whole live tweeting trend, because now that's like all the actors do that constantly on Toonami. We, you know, get online and we tweet. I just thought it would be neat, like, because it was going to come out on Toonami before we had our DVDs. So I thought it'd be really neat to see it for the first time with fans and, like, be excited with everybody and chat during the show. And the cool thing is, if you, in Texas, you know, we're in Central Time Zone, we could watch it 3 times. So I would sit up for all 3 broadcasts and do it. So, like, I was dead on Saturdays. I wouldn't go to bed until like 5 in the morning, but it was still a lot of fun.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of fun. And now, like, I know Jessica does it every weekend with Attack on Titan, and now the Funimation guys just make it a regular thing now.
Yeah,
so
now it's just like a thing that they do.
Yeah, I think it was something that Patrick and I just thought would be fun, so we did it. So, yeah, Patrick Seitz, who I love to death, was one of our writers on the show.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I actually just met Jessica
this
time. She is awesome.
She's my spirit animal. She's great.
Man, she's so cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
But yes, any other projects that you can talk about?
Yeah, well, I can't. I'm working on a ton of stuff for Sentai Filmworks, and I think it's important to talk about them because I think Funimation gets all the attention and the market share.
And it's true.
And but like Sentai is doing, I think, the more interesting titles right now. I just finished 2 really neat projects that one is such a stretch for me acting-wise, and it's such an incredible story. A show called From the New World.
Okay.
I start this show at 6, and I end the show at 36.
You mentioned that yesterday.
We grow, the characters really grow, but it's a fantastic story. It's such a neat anime, and really has a lot. It has a really heavy subtext. It's a really neat show. And then I also just finished Hokkenden, 8 Dogs from the East.
Oh, wow.
Which is really funny because I play a quick Cliff Notes version of the summary. This plague sweeps the land, and these people that die are given a chance to live, but they have to host a demon inside of them.
Okay.
And my guy Shino hosts a spirit called Mirasame, which is either this little black crow or this huge sword that he can pull from his arm and fight, which is really neat.
Nice.
Which Mirasame eventually takes other forms too. But it was funny when the first disc dropped, somebody sent me a tweet on Twitter, and they're like, "Man, you did a really awesome job in Hokkenden as the bird." And I don't know if you realized I was the bird and the dude with the bird on his shoulder, but it's cool to get to do little critter voices and stuff like that.
Well, you were also the demon cat in Corpse Princess.
And Corpse Princess, yeah, Shikabane Hime, yeah.
That's right.
I love that little black cat, that little creepy black cat. I have a new role, and I will hint at it here. But I can't, unfortunately.
Dave exclusive.
Yeah, I unfortunately can't say much more than I'm going to say, and maybe I'm being too descriptive even in this title. But
we can bleep it.
So I'm doing this show, or I actually finished recording the show a few months ago, but Funimation is going to announce it very soon. I can't say much, but I'm playing the main villain in a show that I'm so excited about. In fact, when Funimation does bursts of a bunch of we just got the rights to blah 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 blah, and everybody was making a big deal over Attack on Titan. Now, I'm not a super big Attack on Titan guy,
as I wear an Attack on Titan shirt.
No, but it was announced at the same time, and I got really mad. I was like, this show is going to get buried because everybody's going to be all hyper on Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they knew that, and they spaced the titles out, and I really something that's come out recently in another interview. I wasn't allowed to audition for Attack on Titan, which is big controversy, and it's stupid.
Because we really wanted you to be Armin.
But I told somebody, I was like, no, I got to work on the show that I wanted. So now everybody's dying to know what this show is. But here's my only big clue that I can give. I'm playing a main villain in a show where for once people love the villain.
That's fantastic.
And not oh, he's awful, but they love it. When you see this character, you're just like, oh, here he comes.
Because everybody hated you in Gantz.
Oh yeah, oh no, that's a serious villain. Yeah. That's I wanted to see them skin that little kid alive in Gantz.
But I mean, it was still awesome. But
here's the trick with Gantz. So that's the thing about villains. It's I was just telling my buddy Alex that lives here in Fresno this story because he was like, I think I could play villains really easy, and I said, there's a trick to playing villains. I was like, you can't play a villain you can't oh, now we'll do it, because that's so
stereotypical,
so whatever. Yeah. And so when I was doing Gantz, our director Matt Greenfield, who I think is just a genius, said, here's the thing, this kid, because I started playing Moroto, Hajime Moroto, really evil, this creepy little kid, and he goes, no, he's this kid will be proven to be evil by his actions. He's like, if you want to make this kid get under people's skin, you have to sound like you are having the time of your life. He's like, you have to sound like a kitten that has been given a ball of string every time you're brutalizing someone or killing someone. And so that take on it is why people just hate that little kid, because he's always when he's punching that dead 17-year-old girl, and he's like, this one's done already. People are like, what is wrong with you? So playing villains is always fun for me because you want to go for the not so obvious take. You know, you want to go for Lucy Christian she says, I always try to go for I tried to go for the less than perfect first, or what is it, I rather go for the secondary read, because there's how's it going, or how's it going? She always tries to find some subtext or some different
the one that's kind of natural.
read. Non-obvious read. So So yeah, villains are a favorite for me. I love playing villains.
Like, do you still get a lot of side character roles? You're getting a lot of main character roles now.
I do a lot of that's one of the things I love about how fast and how furious we're working at Sentai Filmworks right now. Average studio records about 30 lines and 20 reactions an hour.
Wow.
At Sentai, we've developed this new recording method where we record about 120 lines an hour if we're going.
Wow.
If we've got a good script. So yeah, the script is very important for that to be smooth. But
that's fantastic.
But so like the neat thing about us, we're able to produce just mountains of anime right now. I mean, we're putting out just tons of titles. And the cool thing about it is I'm doing a lot of just background work now. I'm in Watamote, even though you will probably have to listen real hard to find me. I've done several shows for my brother where I'm just lots of little people in the background. Tomoko Market, I actually play 2 roles in that, but I play like a little fat noodle chef guy, and I play the Prince, which everybody's like, congratulations on playing the Prince, and I'm like, he's barely in the show. You mainly just see him on these little radio broadcasts, but
that's hilarious.
So I love doing secondary work because I think those characters sometimes are some of the most. One of my favorite characters I've ever done is a character in Dance in the Vampire Bund. This character, Hiko, I think.
I was going to say, the guy who gets his fangs pulled out.
Yeah, because he's this little wimpy kid, and then they make him a vampire. Yeah. So
that character is actually really like tough to watch because you really like him, because you really sympathize with him, and then he turns into a dick, and then you don't like him.
Oh, I hate you.
But then he turns back into that little wimpy kid, and then you really feel bad about it.
That was the thing, because the director, I went in reading for that show, and that show's got tons of characters that are age appropriate for me, you know, high school kids and whatnot. And the director, who I can't say because a lot of people were very ooped out by the subject matter of. Monica and I just said we put our names on it because everybody knows our voices, so it'd be kind of stupid if I was like, you know, Fred Ward or something, because it's Craig Ayres, like it's got this weird voice. So Monica and I left our names on it, but like the director, when I went in to read for it, he goes, I always ask, I was like, is there somebody you want me to read for? And he goes, you can read for anything you like, but can I pitch something to you? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I have this character that I can't imagine anyone else playing but you. And I was like,
that's cool.
Okay. And he goes, but it's a small character. I was like, well, I'm in, because like there's some actors that just have to have the lead and everything.
Yeah.
The lead is not the interesting character all the time. Like it's just never is. Like sometimes they're kind of cookie cutter.
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to say, I have another one of yours where you're not the main character, but I like can barely remember the main character, and it's Demon King
Daimo. Demon King Daimo.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the reluctant hero of that show.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing. Well, and so he explained Hiko's character to me, and by the time he finished pitching that character, because he even said, look, he's inconsequential to the story. He could not be here and it wouldn't hurt anything, but he breaks your heart. Every person that sees him, he breaks. That last scene breaks your heart. And I was like, and he goes, so, I mean, that's the deal. You can read for anybody. I go, nah, pull up some of his lines. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was pretty much a done deal. So
I think a lot of that has to do with, yes, you do have a very young-sounding voice, but at the same time, I hear a very sincerity.
Like an earnest, yeah.
To
and
your voice.
That kid had to have that. Like, he had to start off sweet and getting bullied, and then develop that rage, and then finally just like, I give up. People are horrible. I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah, it's even weirder for me because I'm the guy that does the bullying panels and the suicide
which I was
prevention.
in on.
Yeah,
and that was great.
And I played a suicide bomber in a show.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, art not repeating itself. I mean, I like not imitating art, but yeah, I love secondary roles, and I do a lot of them at Sentai Filmworks. Yeah, I even have some new stuff that I just started. And I just did Devil Survivor 2 for
fantastic,
which is cool. It was funny because a lot of times when we work on a show, we have a working title that is not the real title for one reason or another. Mainly, sometimes it's done so we don't accidentally leak it.
Yes.
And because we'll be talking, that was like the thing in Devil Survivor or whatever. So I thought that was called Deadface. We were calling that Deadface the whole time we were working on it. And so when it got announced, everybody was like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're playing Daichi in Devil Survivor. I was like, no, I'm not in that. And
it's called Deadface. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, you play Daichi. I was like, I play a lot of different people named Daichi in different things. I'm like, no, it's Devil Survivor. I'm like, pretty sure I'm not in that. And then they gave me my copy at the studio. I'm like, huh, it's called Devil Survivor 2. So like, and I'd never played the video games, so like, because I don't have a DS, so I need one. Because I'm also in another DS game that I really want to play, where I play a purple-haired hacker called Lux Bane. So
oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to get a DS at some point.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Oh,
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Will you sign my Heaven's Lost property?
Oh my God! Yeah, totally.